I'm a nutritional consultant here at the World of Wellness. I'm a kinesiologist. I'm a muscle testing specialist. It's basically I help your body communicate with the both of us. Your body will tell us what's going on. Energy flows through all of us. Literally everything is energy. Everything's made up of molecules. All molecules have a nucleus of protons and neutrons. There's an electron cloud that spins around that nucleus, and it generates a natural frequency of vibration. All molecules also emit an electromagnetic field. This happens at any temperature above absolute zero. If you're at absolute zero, you don't have the electron cloud moving. But above that, every molecule vibrates, every molecule emits an electromagnetic field. And you can quickly ask the body what's going on, how your energy flows through all your organs, all your immune reflexes, all your digestive reflexes. Your body will tell me, I'm weak here, weak there, weak here, weak there. Where we find you're weak, we can find which particular nutrients strengthens your weak reflexes to see which ones your body wants. Does this one strengthen your weaknesses? Does this one? Does that one? It's a real simple system that I follow. So looking for volunteers from the audience. Would you like to come up and let me test you? And it's okay to broadcast your face all across the United States, the world, and China, and everywhere else. And yes, okay. So come on, stand right over here. My name is Jeff, by the way. What's your name?
Hi, Jeff. I'm Julie.
Julie, nice to meet you. Okay, so the first thing you do when I meet people, of course, we talk about what's going on with your issues. You fill out these forms of helping us basically direct our testing for you. Okay, so initially, let's test your immune reflexes first. But before we do that, we've got to make sure that you are testable. You have proper energy flow. You're properly hydrated for me to test you. So let me see your arm. And if I press down on your wrist, is your shoulder okay to handle pressure if I push on you? Right. So resist me. Resist. And a third time. Put that hand flat on top of your head. Resist. Turn your hand face up. Resist. Okay, good. So that's supposed to happen. The palm of our hand has a positive charge. The back of our hand has a negative charge. There's 7 major energy centers in our body. In yoga, they call this your crown chakra energy center. When you put the negative side of your hand to that, it's supposed to short circuit your system, and it did. So it means you're properly hydrated. We can test you. There's a lot of people in the mornings when they come in, they didn't drink any water yet, and you test them, they're strong both ways. You give them a Dixie cup of water, they drop. So you're hydrated enough to be testable. Okay, great. So let's look at immune reflexes first. And resist, resist, resist. Put 2 fingers in your belly button. Resist. Go 1 inch below the belly button. Resist. Let me see your hand. Resist. So this is a general food sensitivity allergy reflex. It generally means there's a bunch of foods you're eating that's really irritating to your system. When I test on foods, we'll figure out what a lot of those foods are for you. Initially, if you can avoid those foods, you would avoid the inflammation in your body, while you're replacing old cells with new cells and old organs with new organs. Now, the beautiful thing about our body is we're never stuck with any old parts. All of our cells are being replaced with new cells over a period of time. Our skin is only 6 weeks old. Every cell, head to toe, is replaced with new cells in about 6 weeks' time of your skin. Your liver, a big, massive 3.5 to 5 pound organ, depending on the size of us, 8 weeks. All those cells are swapped out with new ones. Your pancreas, the organ that controls your digestion, it takes about 3 months to change out all those cells with new ones. Your central nervous system, your brain, your nerves, takes about 8 months to replace all the old cells with new cells. Joints take 14 months, and bones take 2 years. There's nothing in our body older than 2 years old. And if you don't change your daily nutritional completeness, people have the same symptoms over and over and over again. So there's no magic pill to fix our cells. But if you can get the nutrients into your cells that your cells need, your body can change. 90% of our farmland doesn't have iodine, nor selenium, nor chromium. In the 1980s, they studied our farmland and found out about 80% of our farmland was depleted in most major minerals. So if we have all this mineral depletion from our food, we have all this malfunctioning going on. So if you get nutrients going in, you can replace old organs with better organs by daily nutritional completeness, basically. I didn't turn my cell phone volume down. Let's do this before this drives us nuts. Okay, there we go. So we know that the belly button was a weak one. Now, there's a guy named Dr. Dick Versendahl who taught contact reflex analysis for like 50 years. And in the old training videos I watched of him, he says if you touch here, it generally means, if that one goes weak on the person, it generally means they have a bacterial infection. I'm not a doctor, I don't diagnose anything, but this is what Dr. Versendahl said in the training tapes. If you touch an inch below the belly button, that alludes to too much virus in the system. The belly button, he says, if that one's weak, that alludes to too much candida yeast, fungus in the system, or parasites, or both. So we're going to test your body and figure out which particular nutrient strengthens the weaknesses. So we did the immune reflexes first. Now let's look at organs. So, and lung reflex, resist, bronchial tubes, lungs, blood, thyroid, heart, liver, gallbladder, stomach acid, digestive enzyme, stomach acid. So right below the sternum on the right side is the stomach acid reflex. On the left side is digestive enzyme. Most likely you have an issue with not producing enough stomach acid. It's a possibility. Spleen, the descending large intestine, the sigmoid side of the large intestine, the transverse large intestine, the ascending large intestine, the kidney, adrenal, kidney, adrenal, hormones, brain salts. Okay, so now we know what's weak. The large intestine, stomach acid reflux, fungus, parasite, allergy. So let's look at immune boosters first. Let's look at Candikill for candida yeast fungus. Hold that one. So now her body sensed the energy of this. So hold on to that. Let's see if that strengthens that weak reflex. So come back just a little bit. Large intestine, resist. That's strong now. Transverse large intestine. Set that down. Transverse large intestine. Ascending large intestine. Go pick it back up. The descending large intestine. Strong. So this is something that most likely would help you if you took it. The belly button says you have a problem with candida yeast fungus or parasites. This is a formula that may help you eliminate candida yeast fungus from your body. This is a parasite formula. The belly button says you have a problem with parasites or fungus or both. Let's see that large intestine. Resist? No. Transverse? No. Allergy reflex? Allergy reflex. And it doesn't help anything. So most likely your issues is candida yeast fungus. Now back in my office, I have 5 different major antifungal remedies. Probably 70% of the time, Candikill tests the best of all those. So hold that. So then people say, okay, well, if this is good for me, how many should I take? So let's just ask your body to tell us. So particularly for your body, your intestines, systemically, would you benefit from having 2 of these a day? Resist. 3 of those a day. 4 of those a day. Probably 3 a day. So should you do 3 a day for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks? Maybe 3 weeks and cut down to 2 a day for 3 or 4 weeks, then 1 a day for 3 or 4 weeks. While you're trying to eradicate fungus from your body, you don't want to feed the fungus. So this is a herbal remedy that may help you kill fungus, but feeding... Is that what causes leaky gut, as they call it? Quite possible, yeah, along with a mineral deficiency. So initially taking this, while you're taking an herbal remedy that may help you eradicate it, you don't want to feed the fungus. And fungus thrives on simple carbohydrates. Breads, pasta, rice, cereals, sweets, treats, candy, soda pop, sugar. That feeds the fungus. So if you have a choice for dinner of eating a bowl of pasta or a protein source and vegetables, eat the protein source and vegetables because that will eliminate the carbs or limit the carbs and help eradicate. Vegetables have a lot of sugar in them. Right? The potatoes do, but not broccoli, not spinach and cauliflower and that sort of thing. So eat low carbohydrate vegetables. Shouldn't eat any bread. Pizza, horrible. Yes. So that's part of the equation. Next part of the equation will be digestion. If we can get more nutrients out of our food, we would function better. And Dr. Weiner has said as people age, you generally produce lower and lower amounts of either digestive enzymes or stomach acids or both. Some people also need gallbladder support. The testing on you says you at least need most likely some help with making stomach acid. Did you put any salt on your food? Yes, good. You need salt to make hydrochloric acid. So stomach acid is hydrochloric acid. You need salt to help make that. And people who have a salt-restricted diet quite often have issues with not making enough stomach acid. So let me hand you a stomach acid support formula. and test that stomach acid reflex, resist, and large intestine reflex. That one's strong, so set that down. Well, this is Sibzyme, and Sibzyme is Sibzyme's digestive enzymes, and resist, it's not helping you. So most likely you need stomach acid support, not digestive enzyme support. Okay? It wouldn't hurt you to take it. It would help you a little bit, but you need more stomach acid support than these. So next, you need 90 essential nutrients for your body to regenerate all your tissues properly. 90 essential nutrients is 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, 2 essential fatty acids, and 60 different minerals. And that includes trace minerals and rare earth trace minerals. So the next part of the thing is give your cells all the nutrients they need to fully function more efficiently, because our farmland is so abused, we don't get too much nutrients out of our food anymore. You know, remember, 90% of our farmland doesn't have iodine, nor selenium, nor chromium. In the 1980s, they studied our farmland. I said our farmland is about 80% depleted in most macro minerals. So let's test you and see. Here's a mineral supplement, so hold that. So that has 70 different minerals in it. Let's come this way. Large intestine, resist. Transverse, that's nice and strong. Your body likes that. Let's hand you a multivitamin. This is Frontier multivitamin. 16 vitamins, resist. That one's nice and strong. Let's hand you Ultra Preventive 3 multivitamin, resist. Not so strong. This is an awesome multivitamin, but there's something in here your body either doesn't like or is just insufficient at giving you enough nutrients to strengthen your weak reflexes. This one was nice and strong, and this one wasn't. Okay? So when you combine your minerals with your multivitamin and your stomach acid support, and one last thing, omega-3s, omega essential fatty acids. So hold that and resist, and that's nice and strong too. So now hold that in your hand and pinch these 3 against you here. So step back a little bit this way and pinch those 3 against you. Squeeze your arm in. There you go. So now, first of all, let me see how you respond to this whole group. Resist. And let me see how you respond to that whole group, plus the stuff to kill parasites. Your body doesn't want it. That whole group, plus the stuff to kill candida fungus, and that's strong as could be. So it's just a method of communicating with the body, and the body will tell you what it wants and what it doesn't want. It doesn't want stuff to kill parasites. So, minerals. Should you do 1 tablespoon a day? Resist. Should you do 1.5 tablespoons a day? Just 1 tablespoon. Okay. So it's a 32-ounce bottle. A 32-ounce bottle should last you 2 months. Frontier multivitamin, which is this one here, should you do 2 a day? 3 a day. Just 2 a day. Omega-3 fish oils, 2 a day. 3 a day. So 2 Frontier multivitamin, 2 omega-3s, and 1 tablespoon of the minerals. Have the betazyme, the stomach acid support, have those at the end of your meals. At the beginning of the meals, your body needs enzymes to start digesting food, and possibly at the end of the meals, your body may do a little bit better with stomach acid support, which is betazyme. So that's a general way to get 90 nutrients in your system and the right immune booster for you, the right digestive aid for you. You just quickly ask the body, and the body will tell you what's going on. In addition to that, if you did protein greens, let's see. So whole grains and resist. Your body likes all that. But watch this now. I want you to see something. I'm going to move this over. In my office, I have over 3,200 testing vials that test on all sorts of things. This is heavy metals. I don't know if you can see that on there. Heavy metals. So this is a heavy metals testing kit. Let's see if you have a problem with some of these metals in here. So let's look at the troublemaker metals first so we don't have to take up all this time. But put your finger on this one here. That one's aluminum. Resist. Try cadmium. Resist. Try cobalt. Resist. Those are usually the troublemaker metals. Try iron. Resist. Lead. Gold. Go back on aluminum. It's weak. So now if I took these out of here, so I need that. Is they in the way? Okay. So I'm going to hand you the cobalt, the cadmium, and the aluminum that you had a problem with. So let me see how you respond to having to these particular 3 vials. Resist. Pinch this against you. Let me see how you respond to those 3 vials with greens in your system. Resist. So I can have you hold Frontier Cleanse, Power Cleanse, Live Clear, several different detoxifiers we have, find out which one's the best, but that's basically what I do in the office. But usually I don't send people home with proline greens on their first visit, and I'll show you why. So hold on to those metals and pinch that against you. And Betazyme, multivitamin, and omega. So you can hold on to that one too. And I'm just going to touch you with these ones. Let me see how you respond to metals with 90 nutrients in your system. Resist? As strong as could be. When people come back a month later after taking this, I test them on the kit again. They don't have any negative response to metals anymore. They have no weak reflexes on their body anymore. And your negative responses of foods also disappeared, other than 8 or 9 bad things, bad foods that everybody has a problem with. So just getting the nutrients in your system gets your body to function the way it's intended. And over time, you're going to replace your organs with new organs that most likely will work better. And that's what happened for me. I was just a physical wreck my whole life with arthritis and back pain and neck pain and sleep apnea and biceps tearing off and all sorts of stuff. So once I started doing this consistently, my body changed. I replaced my organs with better ones. I replaced my joints with better ones, and I can function now. Let's see. So let's ask you about certain foods. So first, your first name again? So say, everything is an energy, so are all thoughts. So say to me, my name's Julie. And resist. Say, my name's Carol. Resist. Okay. What's one of your favorite fruits to eat? Say, I like to eat blueberries.
I like to eat blueberries.
And resist. Say, I like to eat maggots.
I like to eat maggots.
Resist. So I do that to show people, like, all thoughts are energy. There's some people that come to me, and they've had irritable bowel for 20, 30 years, and they think this is their destiny. They're always going to have this. I'm like, no, it doesn't have to be that way. Your body's going to be replacing old cells with new cells. If you can get rid of the fungus, you get rid of the food irritation, put nutrients in your body can change. So now I want you to think about an apple. Show me overall how your body responds when you eat an apple. Resist. When you eat blueberries, raspberries, tomatoes. Problem with tomatoes. Let me see how your body responds to eating broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage. Problem with cabbage. Let me see how your body responds to eating asparagus, green onions, sweet onions, green peas, green peppers, red peppers. Okay, so now hold the Betazyme. Hold that one. So Betazyme is stomach acid support. Let me see how your body responds to eating tomatoes with Betazyme. Resist. Eating cabbage with Betazyme. Eating onions with Betazyme. I'm sorry, green peppers with Betazyme. And hot peppers with Betazyme. It fixes a negative response to all those things. So just another confirmation that most likely your body needs some stomach acid support to break your food down more efficiently. So there's groups of foods you have a problem with, and when you eat it, most likely it inflames you. When people come see me, I spend an hour with them. We test 2 pages worth of foods, and you'll have a little chart, and most people have a poor response to 40 to 70 foods, and they generally have no idea they have such an issue with it. So if initially you avoid those things, you avoid wasting energy eating them. You avoid the inflammatory response from eating them. Wow, you have more nutrients going in your body to replace old cells and old organs with new organs that function better. And people come back to me a month later, 2 months later, and their symptoms are a fraction of what they used to be, or it's gone. And I didn't treat anything. All we did was aid and assist them in improving their nutritional status, and the body did the rest. Divinely inspired, our body will fix itself. Just put those thoughts in your head. My body can fix itself, but doctors aren't trained in this system purposely, because that would interfere with the symptom treating method that's out there right now. This is more getting to the core of your issues, not digesting your food, too much toxic buildup in the body, toxins in food, avoid the toxins in food, too much pathogens in the system, maybe too much fungus. Knock that down, your body starts to fix itself.
Now, what about some of the stuff that I'm taking like quercetin. I'm taking that and something for like allergies. Yeah, I take that. I take D3, and then I take Immune Max. Am I taking like too much stuff?
No, certain vitamins are water soluble, and if you can't overtake like vitamin C, vitamin B, and so forth because it's water soluble. But usually the core of the issue is we have too much inflammation in our body from eating foods that irritate us. That overloads your lymphatic system. Once your lymphatic system's overloaded, when you're exposed to more irritants like pollens and things that you're allergic to, you get really flared up from that stuff. There's also programming in the mind. Say you're a 1-year-old kid and you got bit by a cat. Your response is you're crying, so your eyes are watering and your nose is running. So now every time you're around cats, this program is set up that your eyes water and your nose runs.
My eyes were watering today, walking the dogs.
Okay, so there's goldenrod out there right now. And I do allergy reversals, and one of the days this week I'm going to do an allergy reversal on somebody where you will hold a jar full of goldenrod with, you can hold on to that. Yes. So, yeah. Yeah. Whenever you talk, just hold it up closer to you. So the goldenrod is out there is irritating a lot of people right now. I collected some in a jar the other day, and I did allergy reversals to the goldenrod, and it really detunes people's negative response to the goldenrod. Can't guarantee it, but it works with just about everybody. Like I said, I have 3,200 testing vials in my office. This particular kit is plants and pollens of the Northeast. There's like 24 trees in here, 25 grasses in here, 25 weeds and shrubs and poison ivy, poison oak, poison sumac. You can ask the body which one it has a problem with, and doing an allergy reversal, you just stimulate acupressure points and run up and down your spine while you breathe 4 different ways while you're holding these in a jar. And the weird thing is your body resets, and most people don't have a negative response to it anymore. There's a picture online of a little 10-year-old boy that I did this for where he fell on like 19 grasses in here, did an allergy reversal treatment for him. A week later, he was out doing actually a handstand with his head in a pile of grass. He had no negative response to it. So if you're living in a house with cats or dogs, and you're allergic to them, we can do reversals on that. So let's ask you about the dogs. So hold that in your other hand.
My other hand, okay.
Yes. What's your dog's name?
Benji and Ariel.
So think about Benji. Think about Benji's fur, dander, and oils. Let me see how your sinuses, your eyes, your skin, your esophagus responds to being around Benji. Resist. Being around Ariel. Really? Think about Ariel. Let me see how your sinuses and eyes respond to being around Ariel. You may have an allergy to Ariel. Benji seems to be okay. So in my office, I have a jar full of dog fur and a jar full of cat fur. And if you could, bring in as much dog fur as you can muster up. We'll add it to my jar, and we'll do an allergy reversal treatment on dog for you. Bring in Ariel's fur.
Okay. Both Dalmatians.
Yeah, there's something up with that particular one. Say, for instance, a 3-year-old kid is walking through the grass and gets bit by a bee.
Oh,
now all of a sudden,
we got bees in our house.
Oh,
we have to go. The bee man's coming tomorrow.
Yeah, the same thing can happen. Now, every time the kid's around grass, they get itchy, they get irritated from grass. But originally, it was the trauma for the bee sting that gave them the negative response to the grass.
Yeah, I had a bee sting right there.
Yes. So allergy reversals can be just a mental program that's running in our mind that gives us this negative response. And while holding a jar full of whatever it is you have a problem with, while you stimulate acupressure points on the body can flip that switch, and you may not have that negative response anymore. I've done this hundreds of times. Dr. Weiner's done it thousands of times. Dr. Roy Carey up in Greenville's done it. All these people have done it. They've been doing it across the nation since 1984, and it can be wildly effective. So at some point, bring in your dog fur, and we'll do a reversal on your dog for you too.
I'm hoping you'll have time to do my husband because he's got a lot of issues with problems.
He's like, no, next time.
Yeah, come on, Frank. No, come on.
We'll do it. We'll do it off screen afterwards. We'll do it afterwards off screen. Okay. So
off screen. He'll do it off screen.
Any other comments online, Phil?
Yeah, we have a few questions. I think one of the most popular questions is, it kind of looks like you're just pressing down harder. Is that true? How do you explain that? Like, did you feel that he was pressing down harder in certain times, or was it the same all the time? No.
No,
Mm.
it's a
Yeah.
short circuiting that happens in your body. The polarity of whatever is going on, your muscle just lets go.
And it's funny because I can actually vouch for that. I was a little bit skeptical, and then I tried kinesiology testing on my brother, and anybody can do it,
Yes.
and I could tell, like, I was just pressing down the same amount, and it was just short circuiting him, like you said.
Yes.
It's very interesting.
So there's some people when they're testable, when you test them, resist me, and they move like resist, and then if they fail, some people fail like you, where your arm just drops. Other people, they fail, their arm wobbles. You just got to know how to do this and feel for that wobble. And some people, they just go halfway or whatever. So the people that just wobble, I tell them resist really firmly, and then you give them something that irritates them, resist really firmly, and they drop like this, and their body just tells them it can't handle that.
There was one person that did it, and I had like a whole box of all the supplements that I was taking, and she was doing it with the whole box, and I didn't see how that.
So what I
was
do
like
is,
I mean, you're just doing a couple, but she did like a whole box, and I'm thinking, well, I don't know about that.
what I do is I give you the core nutrients, your mineral-rich Frontier multivitamin, omega-3D, and beta-zyme. I have you hold those 4, and I say, let me see how you respond to those 4. Figure out how much of each one. Then beyond that, if you had brought in a magnesium formula, there's magnesium in the multivitamin, there's magnesium in the minerals. So with, say, a tablespoon of the minerals and 2 of the multivitamin, does your body want 1 more magnesium complete 300? Yes or no? And if it's yes, put it in a pile. If the ones that are no, you take them away. And there's some people, they bring in 3 grocery bags full of supplements. And first of all, I have them hold the whole bag. I say, let me see how your body responds to everything in here. Usually it's no. And so we go one by one. Let me see how you respond to this one. Find the ones that irritate them, take them out. Now let me see how you respond to the group. And it's yes. Okay, so you can do a whole group at a time, but you kind of got to know what you're doing. Like some are good and some are bad. Test the group first. If there's problems, find out the problem makers, take them out. And once they're out, then if there's anything else you want to test with that. There's some people, they have all these supplements at home, and they'll have a probiotic at home. Well, everything is an energy. Once you touch, you're exposed to something, your body knows the energy of it. And you can test supplements that you have at home while here in the office. You just ask, let me see, just like my name's Julie, my name's Carol, same thing. Think about the probiotic at home. Should I have 1 of those a day? No. Or should I have 3 a day? Yes, your body will tell you. This is how I helped my brother's dog. My brother's dog was dying. I was in Ambridge, Pennsylvania at the time, and my brother and his dog were in Cadiz, Kentucky. He was living down there. And his dog was 6.5 years old, and for 4 months was getting weaker and weaker and weaker. And my brother took him to several different vets and naturopathic doctor vets. They couldn't find what was wrong with his dog. And I remotely tested my brother's dog from where I was in Ambridge. Found out the dog had an issue with his heart, was bacteria in his heart from eating raw chicken, and needed a couple different immune boosters to knock that out. And there were several supplements I tested. His body said no. I brought everything with me down to Cadiz, Kentucky, and held the supplement against the dog. All the ones that said yes from the distance were yes in person. All the ones that said no from the distance were no in person. In 3 days, his dog was back to normal.
Wow.
His dog was at the point where he wasn't eating, had to be carried outside to do his business, and was days from death. 3 days is back to normal. So once we stopped that bacterial growth in his heart and gave him different food, the dog responded quickly.
I wish I would have known that when I put my last dog down.
Yeah. Recently, there was a lady that I saw. Her dog was very ill. I think it was a 4-year-old lab, and allergic to everything. Remotely testing, I found the dog had issues with Candida yeast fungus. Found the right antifungal for the dog that the dog can handle. And then talking with her about what the dog was eating, I said the vet put her on this ProPlan dog food, the hydrolyzed soy protein. I'm reading ingredients in the dog food. The first ingredient is cornstarch. Yeah. And I said to her, this is a predator carnivore, and you're feeding this dog cornstarch and soy protein, was hydrolyzed soy protein, and then hydrogenated canola oil preserved with TBHQ. I said, this is all a prescription for cancer. And she changed up the dog's diet, and the dog turned right around.
Wow.
Yeah. So you could.
Well, the veterinarians always prescribe all that Hill's prescription diet, and it's all crap.
Yeah, you got to think like every predator eats raw liver, raw heart, internal organs. That's where all their nutrition is. And if you're not feeding your dog raw dog food and raw organ meat, the dog may not be as healthy as it could be. Same thing with our dog. Our dog at Agway, they sell these like ground meat burger type things. They're raw. They're raw organ meat and muscle meat, along with some other grounded vegetables and fermented vegetables that gives them a complete daily nutrition with all the raw organ meat. And we feed our dog that. We give our dog something like Mineral Rich all the time as well to give her all the 70 minerals, because like in a typical multivitamin, Frontier multivitamin, where we at? This is when I test multivitamins, I probably have 7 of them in my office. 98% of the time, this one tests better than all of them. There's 9 minerals in here, and we need 60. So this gives you all the vitamins you need. Take this with this, that gives you all the minerals you need. Take that with the fish oil, that gives you 2 essential fatty acids. As long as you eat meat or fish or eggs or complete protein at home from like beans and rice, that gives you the amino acids that you need. Now you got daily complete nutrition your body needs to regenerate your tissues and cells more properly with, and you'll have better organ function, better body function, better detoxification, and less symptoms by just nutrifying your body, giving our body the things it needs to the way our God was intended us to be. So
My 2 Dalmatians, they have to be on low protein because of their, they get stones. So what would I do in that case? Like
so
beef has a lot of protein.
with kidney stones, there's people here that take Renogen, kidney and bladder tincture, B6, pyridoxal 5-phosphate. That's Dr. Weiner's protocol for kidney stones. I would test the dog on those types of things, because restricting a predator carnivore of meat isn't the healthiest thing for that animal. So you got to figure out, why are the kidneys having these stones? It's got to be something in the diet, of course. And there's things you could do to help to dissolve those stones, quite possibly.
Okay, another thing I want to ask you, like, what's good for the hair, skin, and nails? Like
hair, skin, and nails on you?
Yeah.
So Beauty Complete from
Nutrition.
People have bought that for their dog. Beauty Complete from Nutritional Frontiers and
Beauty Complete didn't work very good.
And Douglas Labs Hair, Skin, and Nail Plus. Douglas Labs makes Hair, Skin, and Nail Plus. They make Ultra Hair, Nail, and Skin. And there's several other skin nail formulas in here.
Well, I got something here that I was going to take back because it didn't have any biotin in it, and I thought that was important for your hair.
It depends on the person, because when I test people on it, most people test the best on Douglas Labs Hair, Skin, and Nail Plus, and other people test better on the Beauty Complete. So it depends on you and your particular nutritional needs. Your body will say, I want this one, I don't want that one. So and when we're off screen, we'll test you on it. We'll figure it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you do off screen now? Can you do that?
Yes, no problem.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're out of...
And then you have to tell me, like, everything that I need.
Yeah, we'll write it down for you in a moment. Okay, Phil, any other questions online?
Yeah, we got one more. There was one instance of testing that you did where you held the supplements against her.
Yes.
It wasn't just her holding it.
Yes.
Can you describe the difference between that? Why is that?
Yes.
Why does that work?
So everything emits an electromagnetic field. And if I touch an electrical hot wire with my fingertips or my toes or the back of my hand, I get a shock. So in the instant it touches any part of my body or gets near any part of my body, or if I even think about it, my body reacts to it. So you don't even have to necessarily touch you with it. That's why people's arms are full. Just touch their skin, makes a connection, and it's equally as effective.
And then there was a gentleman that said that he has 2 cats, both sisters, and you tested him on allergies to those cats, and one of them he was allergic to, the other one he was not. So that situation with your Dalmatians is possible. We had somebody else who had, same type of animal, but they were allergic to one but not the other. So it's possible.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make that comment. We had somebody who had 2 cats. They were sisters. So same type of cat, but they were allergic to one but not the other. So I'm saying it's possible. Yeah, it is possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it for questions, but I just wanted to say, Jeff, everybody who does or who is interested in trying this, anybody can do the actual testing, but when you sign up for a visit with Jeff, you're paying for his experience, and he's one of the most experienced, intelligent people that I know. So,
Well, thank
I'd
you.
like you to I want everybody to know that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Quite often with clients, I'll have them test me, and I'll show them how to do this, because it's not really rocket science. You know, you do this test with people, it blows so many people's minds, and people have told me they went to parties and started doing this at parties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just
funny.
polarity. It's,
Yeah.
you know, if you take two magnets and put the positive poles together, there's something there. You turn around and they stick. We're made of molecules. We have a massive electromagnetic fields, and certain fields amplify us. Certain fields do nothing for us. I would take the ones that amplify me. It's really that simple. So in the office, I have a mold testing kit, plants and pollens of the Northeast. I have vitamins, minerals, fruits, vegetables, geopathic radiation, all sorts of things. 3,200 things we could use to test with and do reversals on. And I've done reversals on a lot of them, but not 3,200.
Yeah. I'm sorry, there was one more question. What was the product that you mentioned earlier for inflammation? I think we were talking about Betazyme or something like that.
Betazyme's a digestive enzyme.
Right.
Betazyme is a stomach acid support formula. So if you eat a food and it doesn't break down properly, and bigger protein chunks get through your intestinal wall into your bloodstream, your immune system can attack it like it's some kind of virus. So you're going to wait. You have this inflammatory response and an immune response that you're wasting energy and nutrition on. And any damage from that inflammation, you're going to waste energy and nutrition on repairing the damage from that as well. So if you can digest food better, you may have much less inflammation in your body. Initially, identifying what foods inflame you, stop eating those things. And while you are replacing your internal organs with possibly ones that work better, because you finally got nutrients working in your body, that can help limit inflammation in your body.
I think we're good.
Any other questions?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. So, okay, Douglas, Hair Skin Nail Plus, and mhm. Sure. So hold this. So in your mind, I want you to think about all the different vitamins and things you take. All right, and feel the energy of all that stuff. And right now, show me how your body responds to all those things that you're taking. Resist. Let me see how your body responds to all those and one of these a day, 2 a day, 3 a day. Maybe take 2 a day. Yes. Right. So I asked the question, with everything that you're taking, let me see how you respond to that whole group plus this. And your body said yes. 1, yes. 2, 3, no. Yes. Okay. So, folks, come spend an hour with me. We're going to test you on all these things and more. I'll spend an hour with you, and you'll be surprised at the things we discover and get you on a path to being more daily complete in your nutritional status. And lo and behold, your body just make work better. So with that, hope to see you soon. Come see us at 412-922-9355, the World of Wellness, 412-922-9355. Take care, everybody. Have a great day.